What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing fantastic out there. So I've got a what's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video for you, if you couldn't tell. So today I've got 4 of Tuya's, I don't know if they're their latest and greatest or what. I've got 4 titanium Tuya knives here for you guys today. So we're going to start with the most expensive and then work our way down. So I do have 2 of the same knives here, just with different blade shapes. So we will be doing those next. And then last will be this one. So I'm just going to stack these off to the side here. But we're going to start off with the first knife. So let you guys take a look at that. So this is the Tuya Scaphoid S90V satin finish blade and titanium and carbon fiber. So this is a Jim Skelton design. It's actually based off of his, I think he calls it the Custom Slim EDC fixed blade. So based off of fixed blade, folder based off of fixed blade. Jim Skelton does some pretty awesome designs. So yeah, we're going to jump right on into this guy and see what we think about it. So first off, does have some really nice titanium with some carbon fiber inlays. You guys know I'm a sucker for carbon fiber. All of our inlays are really flush. Do have some, yeah, we've got some contoured titanium there a little bit. Or is it just the inlays that are contoured? The titanium's contoured, so we've got a little bit of contoured titanium there. No lanyard hole, no reversible clip. And we do have a flipper only operation. Our flipper has a couple of jumps there, and they're a little on the slick side, not terrible, but a little on the slick side. It looks like we do have a little bit of a lanyard hole there, or lanyard tube there. If I had to say, you could probably take the knife apart and then run the lanyard through there and put it back together. But another thing you'll notice is no screws on the show side. We'll flip it over here. And there you have the Skelton logo. And then looks like T8 hardware all the way around. Even on, is that T8? You know what? Man, I hate not being able to tell. It looks so magnified in the camera. So, of course, a T8 on the pivot, but yeah, it's T6s. So, very well machined though. We've got like really, really tight tolerances there. Just a little bit of wiggle there on the pocket clip screw. Really tight there. And then the pivot was really tight tolerances as well. Couldn't show that to you guys here. So no wiggle there on the pivot. Fantastic job there. Really sleek looking pocket clip. Seems like it'll have a little bit of tension there. So there is a little bit of a scratch on the clip there. No big deal. Again, this is a pass around knife. So I did not mention that. So all of these are from the pass around. So again, we'll have to take any small blemishes with a grain of salt. And then same thing with the sharpness test. And we'll sharpness test all of them at the same time. So you do have the carbon fiber inlay here on the back side as well. So I'm trying to see if I feel any lip. So there is a little bit of a lip there, but I can't tell if that's the carbon fiber I'm feeling or if it's the... Yeah, it looks like there might be just a little bit of a lip there from that carbon fiber on that inlay. Again, nothing crazy. Alright, so let's go ahead and crack in to this blade. Let's see, we got something there. There's your blade marking, S90V. See how this action is. Ooh, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and wipe this blade down. So this is actually my first time taking a look at these knives. So I do know that 2 of them are going to need a little bit of work from yours truly. We'll see that here in just a minute. But yeah, you have a really nice, I believe these are hand satin. Does it say it on the box? It just says satin. It's manual satin finish, or S9V. I'm assuming, yeah, it's manual satin finish. So it is a hand satin. Really nice, beautiful satin finish on that blade. and that is a wicked compound ground Tonto. Super, super, super thin behind the edge right there with that hollow grind. Really nice flat grind there on the compound. And then you have a beautiful swedge going down into the blade. That tip is extremely pokey. This is my first real look at some Tuya knives. So far I'm really impressed. The grinds look fantastic. These grinds all look great. Try to take a look at that tip. So that tip is pretty doggone close to perfect, if not perfect. No huge billboarding or anything. I believe that's just the Tuya logo there, and I keep mispronouncing that for some reason. And then there you have the S90V on the flipper. So great looking knife. Really impressed so far with this one. Yeah, this is a winner in my books. I love the blade shape. I love the handle shape. Pretty doggone ergonomic. The only potential hot spot is right here on my knuckle with the flipper, and that's just from where the flipper has that little bit of a up kick to it. But you can always make an adjustment, roll the knife around in hand a little bit. But not that this knife would really be for hard use anyway. Pretty spaced out jimping there. Not super functional, but it does give you a little bit of traction there on the blade. It's honestly more grabby coming backwards than it is going forwards. No real spots for choke up or anything like that, or for pinch grip, but this blade is just freaking wicked. I love the looks of that blade. Can do a little bit of like a trigger pull there on the flipper. It's probably, I don't know, that would probably work pretty good as long as you're careful not to go up on that blade. Outside of that, like I said, fairly ergonomic blade. I can't get past. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting past that hot spot right on my knuckle. That's usually not an issue for me. So if you have skinnier hands, probably won't be an issue. But it is really digging in right there. You can kind of see already kind of creating a little red spot right there on my hand. So probably not one I would purchase personally, which is kind of sad because I do love the looks of the knife. That flipper is kind of a hot spot for me. Take a look at the action though. Fantastic flipper action. Lays down really nice. So bit of a late detent. I have to move my thumb down a little bit. So if I'm coming in right here where it wants you to, the detent comes in too late for it to just drop shut. So if you hit it right there, you're falling. So coming down a little bit further, it's not a problem. Just making sure people know about it. So you do have to, if you have some fatter fingers, you do have to come down further on the lock bar to just get that standard drop shut that we all like. But if you're closing it just normal with your finger like that, you don't notice it. It's not a problem. But I do keep double clutching it though. So you can see where it comes in at. So right there, so your lock breaks, and then right there is where the detent hits the lock bar. So again, it's not a super strong lock bar, so getting past it, like I said, when you're closing it by hand, isn't an issue, or not letting it drop shut isn't an issue. But beautiful knife. The fit and finish is really fantastic on it. Like I said, for my first glimpse at a Tuya, other than that one hot spot with the flipper, I don't really have any complaints. Other than that, like say if I move down just a little bit on the knife, further down than what I would want to, it seems like, then it's not a problem. I don't feel it. The handle is still pretty comfortable. Don't really feel the pocket clip at all. So yeah, so let's move this one to the side, and we will carry on to the next guy. So these next ones there's actually a pair of them. I'll try to pick the one that you can read the easiest. Okay, so this one has the the label there is less messed up. But both knives are the same. It's just this one is the straight back. They both have the orange peel titanium. The other one's the Tonto. This is the Wrath V2. So these are the two knives that are going to need a little bit of attention from me. So we'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit as well. So I probably won't film it, but either way, I just wanted to let you guys know because you're going to see it, like I said, whenever we zoom in. So both the knives are exactly the same except for the blade shape. Just looking to see if either one of them have any glaring differences or anything like that. No, so all right, I'm just going to pick one of these to zoom in on, and we'll take a look. So I absolutely love the orange peel titanium. A fantastic treatment to titanium. It just gives it so much texture, and I absolutely love seeing what the anodizers do with this stuff. You can really make it look really cool with some custom anodizing. So you've got this one actually does have T8 hardware all the way around, so that's nice. At least it looks like it from my eyes. I'm not actually looking at the camera this time when I say that. So, yeah, beautiful there. Just a little bit of movement there. Just a little bit there, nothing crazy. Other side, again, just a little bit. And just a little bit, so nothing too bad there. But yeah, super nice orange peel construction. Do have a half-length titanium backspacer. Really nice, interesting looking pocket clip as well. Not super not super strong, so it will be pretty nice going in and out of the pockets. Of course, capture pivot. So this is a David Freeman design, or no, excuse me, Dave Warren design. My apologies. So these are a Dave Warren design. There's where the DW comes in at. Oh, and I do apologize. So the Scaphoid, I didn't talk about the pricing on that. The Scaphoid is $300. This guy here, both models are $270. So let's go ahead and take a look at the blade. So this is the Tonto. It's a really nice swedged dual ground Tonto. So of course you've got your really nice hollow grind S90V again. There you have your Tuya logo. In that same manual satin finish. And then over here you have your S90V and then your maker mark. So there you can kind of see what happened. So unfortunately there was a little bit of a blade clashing there. So I have to take care of some chipping. But other than that, the grinds look fantastic. Take a look at the tip here. Tip looks fantastic there. We'll go ahead and take a look at the straight back as well. So it again is a compound grind, hand satin, really nice hollow grind, really nice finger choil. Grinds look great again. Tip looks straight. Take a look at that finger choil. You got tons of sharpening room there. So your grind ends about right there. So you've got all that room for sharpening. And the Tonto is the same way. So it ends about the same spot. So again, plenty of sharpening on there as well. So taking a look at the two knives, just opening them once, they have very similar actions. So these are front flipper or thumb stud. Let's see if I can. I can't reverse flick them. Again, I'm not greatest with reverse flicking thumb stud knives. Let's check out the front flipper. Front flipper is really nice. You guys know I'm not the greatest with front flippers either. These are tuned really well. Really nice detent for that front flip. Let's check the other one here, see if it's tuned pretty much the same way. Make sure we don't cause any more damage. Yeah, pretty much the exact same. Detent seems to be tuned the same. Check the thumb stud. Great sound as well. I mean, just a great sound. Yeah, so I'm really liking this. I like a good thumb stud knife. My preferred method of opening is the blade hole or thumb hole, whatever you want to call it. But having a good thumb stud is just as nice. And then the front flipper, when it's done really well, like that's not bad at all. I really like that. I like not having a flipper for the exact reason of why we were having the issues with the last knife. So speaking of that, we'll take a look at the ergonomics of these guys. Fantastic in hand. No hot spots, anything like that. Pocket clip doesn't create any issues. It is a non-reversible pocket clip, by the way, if you didn't already notice that. Choke up position is comfortable as well. I'm always kind of iffy about these, especially with these hollow grinds. I have some really, really wicked corners there, right there at the choil. But as long as you're careful, not an issue. Great, like I said, great ergonomics. Really impressed with the fit and finish on these knives. S90V, 200, for these being $270. I'm sure you can find them on sale at certain times. Right now, I checked a couple of different websites. They're all they're $269, so $270. So they seem to be priced pretty much the same across the board. Yeah, I really don't have any complaints on this one. Of course, the ergonomics is going to be the same regardless of which knife. Same thing with the choked up position there. No jimping on no real jimping on the back of the knife. There is some jimping there on the front flipper, but you don't feel it when the blade's closed, or when the blade's open. Yeah, just another set of fantastic knives. Like I said, I love that orange peel texture on titanium. I just absolutely love that. Next to micro milling, that is definitely my favorite way of finishing some titanium. All right, we will go into the last one here. Try to make this a little bit quicker for you guys. So again, hand satin, orange peel, titanium. This is the Voodoo S90V again. Now this one does have skiffs installed, so factory bearings are there, but this one did get a set of skiffs installed into it. But we'll go ahead and jump right on into this one. I have a feeling this one is going to be my absolute favorite. So we have the kind of the bronzed titanium again, same as what we had on the last two knives. It's just kind of so you can kind of see them side by side. It's that same sort of like a bronzed orange peel titanium. This one is a thumb hole opening. So again, all your hardware is done pretty well. This one does have a lanyard hole, half-length titanium backspacer. The backspacer has the same finish to it. And then this one is a Freeman Knives, David Freeman. So there's the maker mark there. Again, every knife has a slightly different pocket clip. This one is the strongest of all three. Maybe, just looking at it, maybe pretty okay going in and out of pockets. Definitely gets larger up here at the end. Let's go ahead and take a look at our screws. So our T6 stuff here, pretty good. Sorry, let me get you guys in frame. That looks all right. Pretty doggone good there. And good there. Perfect. And lastly, our T8. Good. All right, so great screws on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize this was a Wharncliffe. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite one. I ain't even put the knife in my hand yet. I love a Wharncliffe blade. I can see some people might complain about some stuff on here. So we'll take a look at everything once we zoom out. But fantastic hand satin flats and beautiful, beautiful hollow grind. Massive blade hole there. No jimping to be found. Take a look at these grinds, but first let's look at this. My goodness, so your plunge grind ends about right there. I mean, the blade is thicker here, but it thins up pretty quick. So you got a ton of space for sharpening. Grinds look fantastic. Tip looks perfect. Yeah, I'm really digging this. So the only thing that I can really see, so again, S90V, you got the Tuya logo there. You guys seen all that. The only thing I can see that, and again, so one thing too, something I don't really talk about much is I do watch a lot of fellow YouTubers' content. I don't get to watch it a ton, and not near as much as I'd like to. But I don't really watch a ton of, or I haven't seen anything, I don't think, on any of these Tuyas or whatever. But I can have a feeling that some people would talk about the blade to handle ratio on this thing, just because of it having a very large finger choil here. So it looks like you have a very small blade on a larger handle. But I already know that thing's going to feel amazing in hand. Just fantastic. And then choke down. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I got any sort of hot spots. Not really. I kind of feel a little bit of the pocket clip there towards the back, but nothing crazy. Let's see. There's something going on right here, but I think that's just my hand. Yeah, if I just rotate my hand a little bit, yeah, that feels fantastic right there. So, and then the choke up grip feels great. Love the blade shape. Handle shape is, I mean, it's not anything outlandish, so it's nothing crazy there. But I do really like that blade shape. I already reverse flicked it, but the reverse flick is really nice on this. Lock bar access seems pretty good. Yeah, I really like that reverse flick. Let's see, can we? Yeah, you can slow roll it. Just gotta make sure your finger isn't on the lock bar. That's one of the things I don't like about titanium frame locks. It's just the lock bar sensitivity. But, you know, as long as you put your hands in the right place, you ain't got anything to worry about. One thing we didn't really look at is centering, which they've all been spot on. That's fantastic. Now, I would assume it's going to feel the same way with you know, with the regular bearings in it. Fantastic knife. I really do like that. I really do like that blade shape, and it feels pretty daggone good in hand. And this is also the cheapest. So the Voodoo is $250 from everything that I could see on it. It's a great little knife. Let's go ahead and we'll start with this one and work our way down, looking at some weights. So the Voodoo is 5 ounces. The Wrath, let's see, which one is this one? This is the Tonto Wrath 4.2. See if the straight back is the same weight. 4.2, so both of them are the same weight. And then the Scaphoid is 4 ounces on the dot. So the Voodoo is definitely the heaviest of them all by 0.8 of an ounce at least. And that kind of makes sense because it does have more handle and a wider blade than all of them. So there you can see everything lined up. Go ahead and take a look at the blades here, blade lengths and everything. So this guy has a 2 3/4 inch, well, a little less than 2 3/4 inch cutting edge, but a 3.5 inch overall blade length. Going from tip to tail, we're a little over 8 inches total there. Here we are about a 3 inch cutting edge, 3 1/4 ish. And then 7, almost 7 3/4. Same thing on that guy. And then this one right here is just a hair over 3.5 and just a hair under 8. So, all right. Well, I guess the only thing left to do is we're going to do a little bit of checking on the edges for these guys. So again, take everything with a grain of salt because these are from the pass around. But that seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's a fairly thin hollow grind, so it's going to cut, or at least it should cut. Now, with these two blades, I am going to try to avoid the damage spots. So Oh yeah, that's nice. Even when I got into the spot that had a little bit of damage, man, that's a damn sharp knife. Checking the Tonto tip. Yeah, that's pretty good as well. Go ahead and check the straight back. So not quite as sharp as the Tonto right out from here, but it does have a sharper tip section. At least it was there for a second, anyway. And it seems it might be about the same, so not too shabby there. Trying to clean up my mess as I go. Last but not least, checking out the Scaphoid. Pretty nice there. Let's see that tip. Yeah, they could all use a little bit of touch up, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, I am not expecting perfection from these knives, since I know they have all seen some use. But yeah, so let's line these guys back up. So yeah, for my first dealings or first look at Tuya as a whole, very impressed. Like I said, I think the Voodoo is my favorite, followed closely by the Tonto Wrath there. I think those are fantastic looking blades. I don't like the bronzy looking color, but I can, again, because they're titanium, that can be changed very easily. But anyway, guys, I've rambled on long enough. This is a 30-minute video. I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything. Be on the lookout for the 1,000 subscriber celebration stuff coming up very soon. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Just remember, when you're out in the real world, be kind, be humble, be EDC. Take care.